Hi, today I'm going to explain thriller mystery movie, Under the Silver Lake. This movie is about Sam who meets a girl named Sarah, but she suddenly disappears the next morning. As Sam tries to find her, he finds a larger conspiracy behind her disappearance. So, why does Sarah vanish suddenly? Will Sam find the reason for her disappearance? Let's find it out. Sam is a friendly but aimless man that lives in a busy city, Los Angeles. One morning, at a Silver Lake coffee shop, with graffiti scrawled on a window that reads, "Beware the dog killer," Sam stands aimlessly in a long line littered with hipsters waiting for cold brew. Sam walks to his home after he gets the drink he needs. He walks to his apartment room in daze, reaches for his keys as he steps up to the door and finds a paper on his door saying that his rent is overdue and he has 5 days to pay or will be evicted. He then sits on his balcony, creeps on his neighbor, Sarah, who is having her time in the poolside dancing and talking to her dog. In the meantime, there was a knock on the door and Sam's friend, the actress, shows up. They have fun with the sound of the TV being the background, with news about the disappearance of a man named Jefferson Sevens. Later on that day, Sam drives himself to the bookstore and observes a comic he finds attractive, namely Under the Silver Lake. He is interested in the zine, which is about a man that resented dogs. Moreover, he is also interested in the comic creator himself, making him have the urge to ask the librarian to give his number to the creator so that he can meet the creator personally. Walking down the dark garden path after leaving the bookstore, he finds Sarah's dog, Coca-Cola, and treats it to a red dog biscuit. After the small talk, Sarah invites Sam inside her house and they both light up. They are watching the Marilyn Monroe movie How to Marry a Millionaire and having fun until Sarah's pretty roommates, a blonde and a brunette, come home with a thick beard and brown leathered vest. 40-something hipster pirate man standing behind the girls. Sarah decides to call it a night and escorts Sam to the door when some fireworks fill the sky beyond the rooftops. Going home, Sam strolls through the rundown homes and buildings in his East Side neighborhood on the street lit only by street lamps. After going through a pretty terrifying night, the morning after, Sam wakes up and finds out that Sarah and her roommates had gone from their home. Getting drunk after drinking with his bar buddy, Sam goes to Sarah's old house and slides a screwdriver behind the window screen and pops it out. Quickly, he climbs inside carefully and sees a box on the top of the shelf of Sarah's closet. He opens the box and sees some stuff and a photograph of Sarah in a Polaroid and keeps it. Suddenly, he hears that someone is entering the house too. Sam immediately puts the box back on the shelf and climbs back out of the bedroom window. A young woman steps into the bedroom, takes the box, and puts it into a shopping bag. She then closes the bedroom door, and there Sam sees a symbol behind the door. Trailing the girl from the opposite side of the street, Sam walks slowly, stepping behind trees. She strolls along the sidewalk, and there he sees a car pull up in the intersection before her. The girl races up and hops into the passenger seat, and Sam sprints to his car, follows the girls, and sees the girls rent a boat and paddles the boat around the bridge to then deliver the box from Sarah's closet to the pirate man. Sam follows them and arrives at a hotel where they see the Jesus and the Brides of Dracula concert. He trails the girl and asks her about Sarah's disappearance, but he gets nothing. On his way back home, he receives a phone call from a man, the comic man, who have known of Sam's interest. In the morning, Sam walks out of his apartment to look around and finds some girls with their miniskirts are auditioning for a movie. Under the girls' high-heeled feet are 4 giant words written in red spray paint, "Beware the dog killer." Later on that day, Sam walks to the comic man's house. Sitting down on a couch, Sam begins to ask about the symbol he found in Sarah's bedroom. According to Hobo Code, the meaning is to stay quiet. They begin to talk more about the codes and Owl's Kiss, the naked girl from the zine Under the Silver Lake. Excitement starts to fill in the comic man's heart as he talks about the codes, then starts pulling a wooden panel away from the wall, revealing a dark crawl space which is filled by some dusty boxes. On one of the boxes sits a surveillance monitor connected to an old VCR. After disappearing into the narrow room, the comic man finally appears with a cereal box in his hand. He shows a colorful map behind the box and says that it is an important map as it is geographically to scale from Silver Lake to the Hollywood Hills, and he believes that it has some hidden secret. Going home from the comic man's house, Sam walks alone down a grave-lined path. There he sees a film is being projected onto the back wall of a mausoleum. Lots of people are watching it, and at the back of the crowd there are actresses who play in the film, 2 female and 1 male artist. After talking for a while, the 3 decide to go back with the limousine. At first glance, Sam sees the pirate man, but can't do anything because the car door immediately closes and drives away. Walking down the road, he finally arrives at one of the Brides of the Jesus and the Brides of Dracula party, eats the cookies, it is the ticket to get into the party, and meets a girl who had seen Sarah. The girl invites Sam to the basement, which is actually a more exclusive and private club under the hotel. They are having fun until Sam feels sick, because he ate the whole of the cooked ticket that should have been tasted. He then vomits. As he feels drowsy, he sees a girl from Sarah's house chases her in the graveyard until he feels so weary and wasted there. The next night, Sam is pleasuring himself in his apartment when he sees a phone number of a star he met at the drive-in cinema in the graveyard. The star comes after Sam calls him and lies on the couch along with Sam. He asks about the pirate man, but the man is unknown. Getting hungry, the girl opens Sam's fridge and sees Sarah's photograph on the fridge door where she'd seen at a party a few years ago. She said that Sarah was in a glass cube in the middle of the living room just sitting on a stool in a Dalmatian fur bathing suit. The star begins to talk about how she ended up there and about a mansion she had visited. The next morning, after following a series of clues hidden in historical songs and monuments, Sam meets the homeless king, a man who leads him to an underground bunker under Griffith Park leading to a supermarket. Returning from the tunnel, he sees a police line at the comic man's house on his way. The police tells him that the comic man had committed suicide. After the policeman leaves, Sam goes inside the house, looks at the bed sheets full of blood, and gets into the small dark crawl space. He taps on the surveillance monitor and rewinds the tape. There he sees the naked woman, Owl's Kiss, who was in the zine Under the Silver Lake, walking in the corridor in the comic man's house. Frightened, Sam rushes out of the house while gripping the cereal box in his hand. He calls his friend, Alan, to get the information about Jesus and the Brides of Dracula's song's hidden message. Alan brings him to the party in a white mansion. In the bathroom at the party, Sam attacks Jesus and beats him for information. A bloodied Jesus explains that his music label threatened to terminate the band's contract if they didn't record songs written by a mysterious third party known as the songwriter. Sam is now even more curious about the songwriter. He encounters the star who had visited his flat the previous evening at the party along with other girls and asks the girls where the songwriter's mansion is, and they leave. After breaking into his massive estate, the songwriter reveals to an increasingly desperate Sam that he wrote every hit song, from past to the present, to manipulate the masses for greedy corporate interests. The songwriter declares that all of his songs, as well as much of pop culture, contain hidden messages. However, he claims the messages are not for Sam and tries to shoot him, making Sam use a guitar to kill him by crushing his head. Later in the rainy night, he is watching as he hears the shattering glass. Then he finds that Owl's Kiss is in his house. The Owl's Kiss stands behind him with a kitchen knife in her hand. The situation is very tense until a knock is heard on the door. The landlord and a security guard appear and ask him to leave the apartment as the rental deadline has passed. After the two left, he sees a coyote as he stands on his balcony, wearing his white undershirt and pajama pants. Sam follows the coyote down the street and finds a party. He sees the Millicent Sevens in the party and follows the beautiful woman. Following the encounter with Millicent, she gives him a bracelet with a strange symbol she found in her father's office. She is then shot dead by a mysterious sniper in a pose similar to the cover of Sam's favorite Playboy magazine cover. The next morning, while cracking the puzzle on the bracelet, Sam holds the cartoon map of LA over the Zelda map and realizes that they line up perfectly, intersecting Silver Lake, Reservoir, and Mount Hollywood, getting closer to finding the answer to Sarah's disappearance. He then goes to the intersection between Silver Lake and Mount Hollywood and finds a hobo code, which means the place is not safe. Still entering the place, he sees a single straw hut in the middle of an overgrown field. Arriving at the doorway of the hut, Sam looks inside. He sees a 50-something man and 3 girls in a white gown. The man explains that through history, a select few rich men like himself chose to lock themselves in an underground bunker similar to the one Sam met before in order for their souls to ascend to a new happy realm of existence, taking the 3 wives away with them. However, in order to gain the afterlife, the requirements for sacrifice are so specific, like the hair color, age, sex, etc. The army will catalog those people and kill them according to the ritual. He confirms Sarah and her roommates were Jefferson Seven's wives, and their deaths were fate. Once they were inside their bunker, It was sealed and could not be left, but as the process took months and they could be contacted via video telephony, Sam was able to speak to Sarah, who confirms that she entered the bunker of her own free will. Sarah leaving the bunker is not an option. Then the two share an emotional farewell. The homeless king comes when the four of them slump over in the hut. When Sam wakes up and opens his eyes, he realizes that he's chained to a chair in a dark, small, concrete room with no window. Meanwhile, the girls and the man are in their ascension chamber. The homeless king asks why he brings dog biscuits in his pocket, and Sam replies that it's because he likes a girl who has dogs and he's waiting for her to take him back, give the dog a treat, and rub its ears like the way he used to. The homeless king cuts Sam loose, and he returns to his apartment complex and sleeps with the topless woman that lives across his apartment. After sleeping together, Sam watches from afar as his landlord and the police officer evict him when he notices the hobo code symbol for keep quiet painted on his wall, an unmistakable message from homeless king to keep his mouth shut or else. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you next time.